how to install Python and write your first program. Now, here are many ways you can write your program in Python. There are many tools, and there are also online tools where you can go and write your Python code. Now, in this session, we will see how to install and write your first program in idle, okay, which is from python.org. And in step number 2, we will see how to install VSCode, which is an IDE, integrated development environment. And we will see how you can write your first program in VSCode. In the third step, or the third way, you can write your Python programs in Notebook, Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook. And then we will also see how you can write your programs on Ubuntu Linux, and we will SSH into our Linux machine using VS Code. So let's get started. So, well, I have all these tools installed on my machine, on my laptop. So I will jump onto the lab machine where we can see how to install all these tools and write your first Python code. So here I'm on my lab PC. So first of all, go to your browser and go to python.org. Now here what you can do is you can click downloads, and depending on your operating system you can download this tool. So as this is a Windows machine, so I will download the Python for Windows. Okay, let's now open the file. Now we will start the installation of this tool. Make sure you add python.exe to path. You can also select this option, use admin privileges, and install now. Press yes. Now we can see that the setup was successful, and I will close this window and I will search idle, IDLE, Python, and now here you can see that this is the Python shell, okay, or you can say this is Python terminal. Now what it is, it allows direct interaction with Python interpreter. Now what is a Python interpreter? So Python interpreter is the program that reads and runs your Python code, okay. So what we want is Let me change the mouse size, mouse pointer, cursor size. Okay, so I will increase the size and I will change to this. Okay, I think it is much better. Okay, now here what we want is that next time when we open this tool, we don't want this editor to open up. We don't want the terminal to open up. We want the editor. Okay, so I can go into options and you can see here configure idle. You press it and window, select window and go into open edit window. One, and you can also change the font size. So I will change the font size to maybe 18 and bold. Okay, so you apply it and press OK. So you can see that the font size has changed. So now I will close this window and I'll open it again ideally. Now you can see that, sorry. So now you can see that this is our editor window where you write your programs. Okay, so now let's write our first program in idle. So I will say simple program, print hello Python. Now how to run this code? So you come here on run and you press run the module. So you see, look at this message, source must be saved. Okay to save. So you save it. So what I will do is I will save it in a folder. I'll create a new folder in documents and I will name it idle Python folder, where I will have my all Python scripts which I will write in this tool in idle. So I will name it as, I'll go into the folder and hello. Now you can notice that the extension is Python files. You don't have to change that, just save it. Now you can see the code is running the program. So here you have the editor window where you write your program, and when you execute it, when you run the program, this is the Python terminal window. Okay, so here you have wrote your first Python program in idle. Now you want to verify as well, like which Python version is installed and where the Python is installed. So I'll go into the CMD, okay, and I'll open the window. So I will increase the font size a bit. So here what I can do is I can check the Python version. You can see that I am running Python version, this Python version, and you can also check the path where Python. So this is the Python we installed. Now this path you see, this is just a placeholder. Okay, this is added by the Microsoft Store. It would not run Python unless you install Python from the Microsoft Store, which we did not. Okay, so that's how you write your first program using idle. So this is done. Now we will move on to VS Code. VS Code is an IDE, integrated development environment. And when you move on to automation, like network automation, you need an IDE, okay, because it has a lot of support from different programming and scripting languages, okay, and there are many other features that you can use to support your automation environment. So now let's jump on to our lab PC and see how we can install VS Code and write our first Python program in VS Code. Okay. So let me minimize it. So now what I will do is I will close this tool, and again let's go to your web browser, and here you can write VS Code, or you can just write okay, write VS Code, and you can go to, you can simply write VS Code. You don't need VS Code Python. So you go to the download, and here again, based on your operating system, you can download VS Code. So I will, as this is a Windows machine, so I will click this Windows 10. So it is downloaded. I'll open the file. I accept the agreement, and this is the default path where this it will be installed. Next, next. Yeah, fine, okay with that. Next, and install. Okay, launch Visual Studio Code and just finish it. Okay, now this is your VS Code. Now, please note that when you install VS Code, it does not install Python interpreter. You need to have Python interpreter installed separately on your system, which we installed already in step 1. Okay, so that idle tool is a separate tool. Okay, and this tool is a separate tool, but you need to have Python interpreter, and that interpreter can be from any application, right? So now before we set the Python interpreter, we need to install Python extension to add Python language support to VS Code. So you see here, if you just if you click this icon, you can see that it's saying this is extension. So click it, extensions, and here you can search Python. So when you search Python, you install this extension Python from Microsoft. So I will install it and wait. So what does the extension do? It enables linting and other editor features for Python. Okay, so now I think it has been, you see, it has been installed. Now what I can do is I can set the Python interpreter in VS Code. So you press Control, Shift and P. So I will write it here. So after you install the extension, you press Control plus Shift, Shift plus P. Okay. So now once you press Control Shift P, you can write here Python interpreter. You can see here. When you install, actually it should show a list of all the detected Python interpreters with their full path, but it's not showing. So let me close VS Code and open again Visual Studio Code. Okay. Now if I press Control Shift P and I write here Python interpreter and I select it, now you can see that. You see, this is the Python interpreter we installed for idle. So now, so when we select it, the Python interpreter is set, and I have realized that when you set the Python interpreter in VS Code, it's better to close the window and reopen again. Visual Studio Code. Okay, now you open a folder where you will be storing your Python program. So I will select open folder and I will choose the same folder. In documents, I will create a new folder and I will call it VS Code Python. Okay. I'll go inside this folder and select this folder. Now you can see, and okay, you also select this. Trust the authors of all files in the parent folder. Yes, I trust the authors. Now you are in this folder, VS Code Python. So now you can create your first Python program in VS Code. So I will say hello.py. Here you will mention the file extension. So now it's my first file in the VS Code. Now you can also change the font and themes in VS Code. So here on the left bottom, you click settings and you click into settings and you can write here editor font size, and I'll change it to maybe 16. And then you can also change the font size for the terminal. Terminal font size I will change to 16 as well. So now, close this one. Now write your first program, print. I will increase the font size a bit more. So editor font size, I will change it to maybe 20. Okay. Okay. So print hello Python. Save, Control S. Okay. Now you have saved the file. Now how to run this program? Just check this terminal. So you open new terminal, select terminal and select new terminal. Now this is your editor and this is your terminal. Okay, here you can execute your code. So how you execute? Python hello .py. If you just press tab, if you just write HEL and press tab, it can autocomplete the file name, or you can just write hello.py, and you can see that this is the output of this code. So now we have seen how to install VS Code and write your first program in VS Code. So this is, let me change this, and we have completed this one. Now in the next step, we will see how you can how you can install and write your programs in notebook style. So let's move on. I'll go back to my lab PC. So this one, I will close this window. It's gone. So now what you have to do is you search here Anaconda download. So you can see that this link, just click this link, and you can skip the registration. So I will increase, I'll zoom in. So skip registration, and here you can see download now. So I will just click this download for the Windows machine. The file has been downloaded. Let me open the file. And there you go. So it will start the setup and it starts your installation. Press next. I agree. So you can choose the appropriate option. I will keep it as default, just me. Next. I'm okay with the path. Next. Okay. Now here, if you have already installed the Python interpreter from any other tool, okay, you can leave these unchecked. But in case if you don't have Python interpreter installed on your machine, you select these two options. As we have already installed it, so I will just unselect. I will just leave it as default and I will press install. Finally, installation is completed. So I'll press next and then next, and here you can unselect the welcome to Anaconda, but keep this launch Anaconda navigated selected, and I will press finish. So here you can close this window. Okay, so from here you can select the Jupyter notebook launch. Here this is the Jupyter notebook and you press launch. So because the notebook opens in a web browser, so you can choose the web browser. So I'll keep it as default, and I will go to documents folder, and here let me zoom in. So here I will create a new folder, and I can say it Python notebooks, and I'll go inside Python notebooks, and here you will create your first Python notebook. Let me zoom in. So new, you press new, and here Python 3, it will open the notebook. Okay, and you can rename it. So I will rename it hello, rename it, and now you can write your first Python program in the Python notebook. So print hello Python, and to execute you can press shift enter. If you want to write more code, you can write in the next cell. So if you ask me, I would say that if you want to practice Python, this is the best tool. And now, one more thing, in this Anaconda notebook, if you want to install a Python module or a library, you search Anaconda prompt. Okay, Anaconda prompt, run it as an administrator, and here you actually install any module to your notebook. So suppose I want to install this pip install py-yaml. It's the support for YAML. So this is already satisfied, means that this package is already installed. But that's how you can uh, install any modules or libraries to Anaconda Jupyter notebook. So this is your third way of writing your Python programs. Now we will move on to our. So let me go back to our list, which is this, and this is done. So now we will see how you can write your Python programs on a Ubuntu Linux machine. So what you will do is you have an up and running Ubuntu Linux machine, and make sure SSH is configured and active, and then we will use VSCode to SSH into the Linux machine, and we will write our Python programs. So let's jump onto our lab PC. So first of all, let's make sure we can SSH into our Ubuntu Linux machine. So CMD, and I will run it as an administrator. And here okay, let me zoom in a bit. So SSH user at 10.255.11. So this is my machine. So I will select yes, and I will write the password. So you can see that I can SSH into my Ubuntu machine. So now you can, okay, before we open VS Code to SSH into this machine, we can see if Python is installed on this machine or not. How you can check? Python 3 version. So this is installed. In case if you have to install Python, you can use these commands. Let me show you. You can use these commands to install Python on Ubuntu Linux. Okay, update, install Python, and then you give this command. This command is install the package manager, and you can also check the pip version. So that's how you can check the pip version. So now open VS Code, Visual Studio Code. Before we can SSH into our Linux terminal, we have to install an extension. So search remote SSH. Here you go. So install it. Now it is installed. Now what you can do is you can click Remote Explorer. And here you can see a plus sign. So click this sign, and here you can write the username and the IP of your Linux machine and press enter and select this file, the SSH config file. And now here on the right bottom, press connect. When you press connect, it will ask you about the operating system. Select Linux and write your password. Now you are in your Linux machine, okay? And you can open folder. I will choose maybe desktop, and I can press OK. I will write the password again. So here I can trust, and yes, I trust authors. Okay, here I can create a new folder like my Python scripts. Enter, and now in this folder I can create a new file, hello.py. Let me increase the font size. Editor. Okay, it's already, let me journey. So now here I can write and execute my first Python program on Linux machine. So hello Python. Save it, Control S, and open the terminal, new terminal. And here to execute this Python program, I need to go into this directory. First, let me increase the font size of the terminal. So cd my Python scripts, and now you can execute your Python code by Python 3 hello.py, and you can see that that's how you can execute your Python program on the Linux machine. So we have completed all these 4 ways I have shown you how to install and run your Python programs on each of these. You can use any of these methods to write your Python programs.